Bombardier. Is it good, or is it what you get in the mail when you order Galarian Moltres? Is it actually just Spiritomb with wings? We also paired this Bombardier with a Song Skeledirge and Gastrodon. This team is actually really fun. It finds all the right fits. I went 9-1 in 10 games played. Let's jump right into game number 1. I'm actually gonna lead Song Skeledirge. Again, due to the fact that I basically have 0 charge TMs, I'm gonna be running Disarming Voice and Song, same as I run in the Great League. It's gonna be really fun to see if this actually works. First game, terrible lead. I gotta get out of there. I go into my own Gastrodon, and now my opponent swaps into Clefable. So already I realize I want the Skeledirge lined up against this Pokemon, and I want the Bombardier as far away from it as I possibly can get. So I gotta bait, and I gotta bait hard. I'm gonna start double baiting here. First bait does go through, which is really nice. I'm gonna build up to the Earth Power here, try to throw in good timing, 3 more Mud Slaps. I get to another Body Slam. Do I get the second shield here? And yes, we do. We get the second shield, which is honestly astounding. Even if this is Moonblast, I can take it. But you know what? It's just a Swift, which is actually insane. This Clefable's gonna throw another charge attack. I don't want to risk the Moonblast here, so I am gonna go ahead and shield. Turns out it was just another Swift. I wait a turn and throw the Earth Power. Now that we've controlled Switch Advantage, this could be huge. It depends a lot on that third Pokemon, and it's actually a Pangoro in the back. All right, this is not the ideal situation, right? Because this Pokemon is very, very fast. In order to get to the Night Slashes, they actually swap into Gastrodon, and this might have just solved everything for me because they gave up Switch after I already took it. And essentially what this allows me to do is bring in the Bombardier and build up energy. All I need to do is exit this matchup with a Sky Attack. Here comes the Body Slam. This is a Sucker Punch, Rock Tomb, and Fly Bombardier. And you know what? The opponent doesn't even want to see how this is going to go. They actually top left and quit that battle. So that's game number 1 in our 10 game set. So let's see how we do in game number 2 versus Magnet Mayhem. Magnet's going to be leading Cresselia. This is a very good spot for my Skeledirge to be in. I'm only really worried about something like Future Sight, but at the same time, Torch Song is going to really add up. I'm going to build up some energy, throw the first Torch Song. Opponent does not shield it. I love the animation for Torch Song. It looks so sick. I love that the actual staff comes out in front of it, or torch, I should say, right? Gonna go ahead and throw another Torch Song here against the Cresselia. We did correctly shield the Future Sight, which is really nice for us. Chipping it way down. I'm not gonna shield the second one no matter what this is. Probably Future Sight. Yeah, another Future Sight coming through here. I'm gonna try to Incinerate down. Oh, it was close, but we got it done. Coming in now with the Water type for Alligator, I'm gonna throw 1 charge attack. I'm double boosted, so I think I can command a shield here. And I do. I'm gonna go into Bombardier now. We have seen a lot of trainers swap that Galarian Moltres into Feraligatr, but Bombardier is a little bit of a different choice there. They bring in the Registeel. Not exactly the Pokemon I wanted to see, being a flying and dark type, but look at these Sucker Punches. Actually, just take a look. I'm doing a lot of damage. The opponent's gonna throw a charge attack. Zap Cannon doesn't KO, and it doesn't drop our attack either, which means I'm able to get to a second Rock Tomb against the Registeel. 2 Rock Tombs and a bunch of Sucker Punches in between, and this Registeel is almost into the red. Now that he's double debuffed, I'm actually able to clutch the Fly, which is so sick. Opponent comes in with a Feraligatr. I'm kind of weighing my options. I haven't even shown the Gastrodon yet. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this up. Turned out to be a charge attack priority tie. 1 turn to swap, 1 turn to throw my charge attack, and I did miscalculate a little bit there because the opponent actually farms all the way down, which is not great. I need to get rid of this Feraligatr. Oh, I come in with the Bombardier, and it looks like we win the charge attack priority tie. Gonna throw the Fly here. Let's see if the opponent threw the Hydro Cannon. Yes, they did. They didn't know the charge attack priority tie, the attack stats for Bombardier and Feraligatr, and honestly, I don't blame them. It's insane if you know that. Opponent actually top lefts. They realize that Registeel just cannot cut it against a Gastrodon, and we're able to take that game at number 2 as well. Why so salty? When I saw this name, I was preparing myself. I was like, you know what? Now I gotta win, because I don't want to be super salty like the opponent's name infers. Cradily into the Skeledirge is not a great position to be in. Rock Tomb is going to hurt a lot. Rock type damage, especially when it's same type attack bonus, is devastating versus fire types. Skeledirge is no exception, although it is a bit on the bulkier side. First Torch Song does connect. Gonna go for the second Torch Song back to back here against the Cradily. I said in the last video I would say Cradily and Cradily and I would alternate, and here we are. Cradily gonna go for another charge attack. I'm actually gonna shield this time. It needs 12 turns for each of them. They come in with the Golisopod. That allows me to go into the Bombardier. This Pokemon is a menace in the Ultra League, just like it is in the Great League. X-Scissor does connect into Bombardier, which is not great. Rock Tomb is going to be one more Sucker Punch than Fly, but I really want to debuff this Pokemon and maybe withstand another charge attack. They do shield. It was a charge attack party tie, and holy smokes, Bombardier wins the second one as well, which is really insane. Can I get to another one though? I'm looking for the Fly. Opponent does decide to throw. Now, I'm going to shield. I'm going to bank some energy. I'm going to swap. Oh, they try to catch me. I go into the Gastrodon here. Now I have a move on my Skeledirge and I have a move on my Bombardier. Opponent realizes I've got both barrels loaded and they absolutely get out of there. That's another that's a top left and another win for us in this video. Oh my goodness, a Magnezone lead and they switch into Tapu Fini. I'm a little bit slow on my swap here, but I finally get to the Gastrodon. Now, obviously this Magnezone is going to have a really tough time against my team. I've got Gastrodon, I've got Skeledirge, I've got plenty of answers. Nature's Madness does debuff our defense, and if I'm thinking in my opponent's shoes, they want to control switch advantage. They do not want to give this up, so throw the Body Slam, and they no shield. What a call from the Tapu Fini player here on the right side of the screen. Surf is going to get shielded up here. I'm going to go for some more Mud Slaps. My Surf counts are a little bit off, but I think it's close to 12 water guns. I'll try to put the graphic up on the screen if I remember. I'm going to throw the Body Slam here to pick up the KO. And I am able to get it. Opponent comes in with Trevenant. Oh my gosh, the stars are aligning here. This looks perfect for me because just like we've seen with Mandibuzz versus Trevenant in the Great League, the Dark Flying type hard walls that Pokemon. It's got no shot. I'm going to go for triple Incinerates for 15 turns there. Opponent's going to go for 3 Volt Switches. If it is the Wild Charge, I'm KO'd and they debuff themselves, so I call it. You know what? That was only 2 Volt Switches. Oh, okay, I did not call it that time. However, because their defense dropped, I'm able to Sucker Punch down, and now it's just a Trevenant with Shadow Ball, maybe Foul Play. Shadow Ball Seed Bomb is the most standard set. Shadow Ball connects. I no-shield it for the flex, and there we go. Absolutely insane to win that game number 4. Game number 5 against Weaponation. Let's see what they've got. Weaponation is going to lead Clefable. Beautiful lead for the Skeledirge. They swap into the Typhlosion, and we have all of the answers. This actually reminds me a lot of King IV's old team. If there's a Lapras in the back, this is basically the King team that I played last season, but now it's got some upgrades, right? Fairy Wind Clefable and Psywave Lapras. Let's see what it comes in. It's going to be Clefable. I'm actually going to bait because I'm feeling really frisky here, you know? Feeling like frisky treats, and I do get the shield. I'm gonna go for another Mud Slap into the Earth Power against a Clefable. Do we connect? Boom, we connect. They come in with Cradily. Okay, I called it too early. It's not exactly the King team, but it is a fun one for sure. I'm gonna show up this first Rock Tomb because I know it's gonna do the most damage. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go for the Fly now. Same type of attack bonus against a Cradily. Do they shield it? Yeah, I think they're running low on options, so they realize they need to start shielding something. I'm gonna go for another shield here. And honestly, these Ultra League matches are so long that it is very possible to get back to your switch timer in time. And I think that's what I'm trying to do here. I am double debuffed. Fly does connect. I go to the Gastrodon, trying to surprise my opponent, but they call it. They switch back into Clefable. And honestly, this is perfect for me because it means that I'm able to chip this Pokemon, bring in the Skeledirge, and farm it down. I need that energy to carry over to the next battle. Swift does connect into the Gastrodon, coming now in with the Skeledirge. First Incinerate is going to go through. Opponent will throw the Moonblast, not a huge deal. No attack drop either. And I bank the Torch Song. That's exactly what I wanted. Going to throw the Torch Song here immediately. Opponent, Cradily, He's not KO'd yet, but we send in the Bombardier for the Sucker Punch and the KO. So really, really nice win there. That was actually a 5-0 set in the Ultra League with Ultra League Bombardier. You know what? The haters said we couldn't do it, and they were wrong. All right, we could do it. We got a 5-0 with Bombardier XL in Ultra League, which is absolutely insane. Let's see how good we can make this team in set number 2. Set number 2, battle number 1. We're gonna play against Young Red. Young Red's gonna go ahead and lead Weezing. If I remember right, this is a tough game. Weezing does have access, of course, to a Brutal Swing. It's got Overheat, Play Rough, Sludge, probably something else I'm forgetting. Brutal Swing does connect. It is gonna outpace our Skeledirge. They actually swap and catch on Jelly. Now, this is not great, obviously, but I do have the Bombardier. I'm gonna see exactly how much damage a Surf does, because that's gonna tell me whether or not I'm going to shield the second one. First Surf gonna come through here from the Jellicent. It does connect. It actually does a lot more than I expected. So that means I need to shield the second one here. Jellicent did get a slight buff in terms of the Hex damage and energy. It does like 1 more damage, but it actually generates more energy as well. So that's a huge upgrade for it. I tried to deny the Fairy Wind, but I don't get my wish. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Rock Tomb here. Opponent does shield. I swap in the Gastrodon, just trying to move the pieces around. They've got Golisopod. So already this is looking very sticky. Golisopod versus Gastrodon is not a good situation for the water and ground type, because there's really nothing you can hit this Pokemon with. There's no rock type coverage, there's no electric type coverage. So it's very uphill the whole time. Going for the second Body Slam here against this Golisopod, trying to chip it down as much as possible, but it's also overcharging. Opponent's playing this really well. Actually going on the charge tech priority. If this KOs, that's going to be really bad. Oh, and it does. Oh man, this is rough. I'm going to send back in the Skeledirge and try to get some energy. I saw how much damage the Incinerate did. I was still learning some of the damage calcs here in this set, but I think it was really helpful. I'm going to bank the Torch Song. I swap in a Bombardier, and yes, I saved the Skeledirge, but now I lose all of that energy I had stored. And the Galarian Weezing comes back in. It's got a Brutal Swing ready for me. I don't know if there was a better play I could have made there. Maybe in the mid game, I should not have force switched in the Gastrodon. I should have just thrown the Fly and then gone into the Gastrodon later so that I could pivot out into Skeledirge. I'm not sure, but maybe I should have done something better. Next battle, we're gonna see a Poliwrath. In the lead, counter is not going to generate energy nearly as fast as it did even 6 or 8 months ago due to the season nerfs. I'm worried about the Scald though. I do not want to get hit by that. So I will go ahead and shield this first charge attack. I fully suspect it'll be the Scald, and it was. I'm going to go, anticipating this swap. I go here for the Torch Song. I guess Disarming Voice would have been fine too, but this is already 1 stage boosted. I'm gonna go ahead and swap into Gastrodon and just try to get a full Mud Slap down. But the negative side of this is that I think my opponent might be able to get 2 crunches, which is gonna put my Gastrodon very low. Oh yeah, after 2 more Poison Stings, they're able to do it. So that Incinerate, while it was nice for the Skeledirge, it did put my Gastrodon really far behind. So now I can't really do much except for chip down the opponent a little bit more. They come in with the Talonflame, and this is gonna get really interesting. If you've enjoyed these battles so far, you're really gonna like this one. I'm gonna go up for 4 Mud Slaps and then throw the Body Slam on turn 13. It does get the shield. That's actually massive. That's huge. I needed the shield really bad there. Coming in now with the Bombardier. I'm expecting this is probably Brave Bird. Opponent does throw it. Bombardier hangs on. I make the instance pivot, expecting this Poliwrath to come back in, and it does. Gonna go ahead and throw the Torch Song here. A Poliwrath hangs on, but I'm able to Incinerate down. Now I'm gonna Incinerate ahead. I'm gonna face off against this Talonflame here. I get another Incinerate through. Opponent is going to throw a charge attack. It is the Fly. I'm almost at the double Torch Song. I need 1 more Incinerate, and I believe Skeledirge loses the charge type priority. I'm going to go at 1 more, and I throw it. Opponent got lost in the sauce, miscalculated the move timing there, and I'm able to throw another Torch Song to win that battle. So definitely a precarious end game, but we were able to pilot our way through it with our Torch Song Disarming Voice Skeledirge. Next battle, let's see who we get. Qs in the 2200s, you know, I had Qs in the 2000s in the Steelix video, and here we are. But I'm excited for our next opponent. We're going to be going up against Black Nameless, which honestly, the Nameless Black would be a really, really cool like mystery novel or horror novel. Just dropping that idea. We're going to see the Lapras swap in. And at this point, because I'm too slow on my switch, I'm forced to shield the Sparkling Aria. The lead was the Galarian Weezing, so I need to make sure I keep my Gastrodon available for that Pokemon later. I send in the Bombardier. And I get to the Rock Tomb first, which is really, really huge. I've seen some Lapras running Skull Bash, and some are also running Blizzard, which is maniacal. That is devious gameplay to run Blizzard on Lapras. And this one has it. Do I get the Sucker Punch down? No! So rough there. Now I just come back in with the Skeledirge, because for that little bit of HP, getting 5 turns of Incinerate is huge. Now they're going to bring in the Guzzlord. I'm going to play a little bit of zigzag here. I'm going to go for the Disarming Voice first. They shield. Second, I'm going to go for the Torch Song. I want their second shield, and I want them to think it's another Disarming Voice. We get the second shield, and now I'm boosted, and now I go for the Disarming Voice here. They went for double Dragon Tails. That means I've got a boosted double super effective charge attack. Boom! That Guzzlord is in terrible shape, and now the opponent doesn't even see the Gastrodon. They just top left and leave the battle. So again, could you play this team with Galarian Moltres? Yes, I think you could. I think it would actually be maybe a little bit better because you've got the Brave Bird tech. However, if you're not playing XL Bombardier, what are you doing? What are you doing? Next game at Pangoro. This might be the shiftiest, spiciest, guns blazing match in this entire video. So definitely watch to the end if you are you're looking for some good gameplay. Gonna see another charge attack come through. It's a Night Slash. Gonna go for one more Incinerate. Opponent makes a gorgeous switch. That was actually lovely because they were able to throw a Karate Chop, swap into the Skeledirge, and also get the Incinerate off. So that was devastating. If this is Blast Burn, speaking of devastating, I will be screwed. It's just Torch Song though, which is nice. And I think at this point, the Bombardier can shield and farm all the way down. The Fly is going to be super effective against the Pangoro. And yes, I've gone down 0 to 2 shields, but just wait, just hold on. Opponent comes back with the Pangoro. They get the Karate Chop through. Going to throw the Rock Tomb to debuff the Panda here. And I get the shield. Oh, one more. I get the Fly. This will knock out if it connects, or it will take that final shield, and it takes a shield combo, wombo combo play into the Disarming Voice. Here comes Skeledirge. If one charge attack's not enough, if 2 charge attacks are not enough, try 3 different charge attacks into that Pangoro. Opposing Golisopod does not throw the charge attack. I land the Torch Song. This Pokemon is weak, and even though I have a disastrous matchup with my Gastrodon in the back, this Golisopod is just weak enough in order to be beaten by it. Gonna throw 2 Mud Slaps. I think I might have got 1 turn bring-in lag, which allowed me to get a full Mud Slap through. And then I try to make a cheeky catch, and the opponent isn't even gonna stick around for it. They top left out of there. He said, I've seen enough of this annoying Bombardier and this Torch Song Skeledirge. Get that out of here. Gonna go into this next battle. We have a Typhlosion in the lead. Shadow Typhlosion in Ultra League is such a cool pick. I actually do lose the charge type party tie here. A little bit tough, a little bit dicey. Fun fact for everybody watching at home is that Charizard and Typhlosion actually have the same exact stats. Attack, defense, and HP. Same distribution. Gonna go ahead and throw my charge attack. Gonna no shield this time. As you can see, that Typhlosion is actually taking quite a bit of damage from my Incinerates and my Torch Songs. I think building them up, buffing them is really, really helping. I'm gonna connect with that Torch Song. Oh, and I try to get one more through, but the opposing Typhlosion is going to clutch up a Thunder Punch of their own. I want switch advantage really bad because I'm learning that that's very important with this trio. And my goodness, this might have been the most important time of the video to get switch advantage. That would have been abysmal if I would have given that up. Typhlosion with Unova Stunfisk. I don't care at this point. I took switch advantage. This is really good. Gonna come in with the Gastrodon. Opponent's last Pokemon is Lapras. I see water and ice, and I'm thinking Ice Shard Lapras. I'm like, oh no, I screwed up, I swapped, but it's Psy-Wave. I'm resisting all of the Psy-Waves. That charge tag did connect. Yes, it did hurt quite a bit, but after the Rock Tomb, this Pokemon's gonna slow down a lot. And it means that now it's so weak deep into the red. Honestly, I think if my opponent was gonna do something differently, they should have shielded that charge attack there, because their Unova Stunfisk really can't do much against me. If they keep the Lapras in the game, they actually have a chance. Now, my opponent still has a very slight win condition. If they banked a Sparkling Aria, they need to land 2 Mud Bombs to put me close to Sparkling Aria range, so I need to bait. I need to execute my win condition. I go for the Body Slam bait, take the shield. Earth Power is already locked and loaded, and we fire that off here against the opposing Unova Stunfisk. Boom! Absolutely devastating. Lapras comes in, but it is short-lived. Very, very fun team. Is Bombardier the Galarian Moltres from Temu or from Wish.com? No, I think it's actually a sick Pokemon. Rock Tomb is very, very nice, gives you a lot of flexibility. Fly is less energy intensive than something like a Brave Bird, and it hits really hard, and people don't know the counts. So you also have that element of surprise. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another one.